Hello, ladies. My name is Charlotte Fountain, and this is my dear friend, Julie Lindley.
Hey, everybody.
And we are here today to tell you about a yoga challenge that we have created. And it's something that has kind of been long in the works, but more importantly, on our hearts. You may have a stereotype of what you think of us yogis, that we're all young and super lean and able to bend ourselves up like pretzels. And while that may be the case for some of us, yoga is really for everybody and for all women and men, of course, but this challenge is going to be geared specifically for you women. And the name of this challenge is called the Melt Your Fears Challenge. And we wanted this to be a social media sort of challenge that we can all use the social media to really connect with each other. But we also wanted to bring yoga into the forefront of this challenge and host some community type classes here so that anybody, whether you've ever taken a yoga class before, maybe you're curious, maybe you've taken lots of yoga classes, but you're just curious about what the Melting Spot has to offer, that you would be able to come and take free classes. And that the sole purpose behind all of this is just to feed each other with good, positive thoughts and energy and basically melt away our fears so that we as women can be strong and confident in ourselves, our capabilities. My dear friend Julie here, she is a 300-hour yoga student in the Melting Spots yoga teacher training. And part of her studies is to do a service project. And so I thought, as we were discussing options for her service project, that incorporating this social media challenge would be a great way for her to do this. So I'm just going to pass it off to Julie and let her explain what exactly she's chosen to do here and why it's important for you women.
Well, thanks, Charlotte.
You're
so
welcome.
Excited. Videos are weird. We don't do a lot of them, so we're just kind of having fun with a little video for you. But I have a heart for women. I have a heart for hurting women. We as women collectively, no matter how old you are, no matter how young you are, how skinny, how heavy, how strong, how physically weak, whatever, we all have brokenness inside of us that we tend to carry around and conceal. We work a lot on our outer body, and we feel like by our outer body continuing to look better and better, somehow the inner brokenness is going to go away. That's just crazy. And we all know it. So we're running around with this inner turmoil and this inner pain, afraid to be vulnerable with other women, because we don't trust other women. And so this group is really about coming together and learning how to do that, learning how to let go, learning how to focus on the inside of ourselves, where the real issues are, and learning how to let go and release those things so we can make room for healing. In my project, I choose to come at this from a Christian perspective. One of the biggest misconceptions in the yoga world from outsiders, especially Christians, my fellow brothers and sisters, is that yoga is evil. Yoga is against God. Yoga is bad. And in this 5 weeks, I'm going to show you that it's exactly the opposite. First of all, just real quick in this video, if you're curious about any of this, come to these 5 weeks. It's going to be awesome. Yoga is not a religion. Can you say that? Reiterate?
Yeah, absolutely. Yoga is a scientific journey, a philosophy of quieting and stilling the mind through yoga asanas or yoga postures, breath work, and meditation, which you could simply replace the word meditation with stilling the mind. And it is through these three postures, breath work, and meditation that we are able to really truly connect back with who we are on the inside.
Right.
And let me just give you a little preface to that. This is kind of how I got involved in yoga, kind of my yoga journey, if you will. But I was a mother of three, a married woman, a wife. I owned a business with my husband. I was a very busy person, and I had gone to college, but I never really had like a set career path for my life that I was following. I kind of just went along with the family business and helped my husband with that, and I was very insecure in a lot of ways, but my body had a lot to do with it. And so I went on this crazy journey of wanting to become a fitness competitor or a figure competitor, the ones that like work out really hard and stand up on a stage in a bikini and are judged by,
and you did.
Yeah, by a collective group of peers, and so I did that, and I did about 3 shows and did very well with it, but I didn't feel good about myself. No matter how perfect the exterior began to look and how many hours a day I spent in the gym working to perfect my body, I didn't feel good physically. I didn't feel good mentally, and I certainly didn't feel that great spiritually. I do believe I am a daughter of God, and I was a practicing Christian at the time, going to church every Sunday and being part of life groups and things, but I did not know how to really connect and have a relationship with God, with Jesus. And so it was through an experience at a yoga studio. I did this incredibly hard, hot, sweaty yoga practice. And I mean, granted, I'm the kind of person that spends a lot of time in the gym. And for me to feel like, oh my gosh, I don't know how these yogis can do these workouts. It was crazy. But at the end, I laid down on my mat during a period of they call it final rest. It's about 5 minutes where you just reflect on your practice and really truly still and quiet your mind. I started crying, and I believe the reason I started crying is because I finally heard that small voice, but it was there saying, Charlotte, you have a bigger purpose. Your purpose is not to stand on a stage and try to convince people that you have this perfect exterior. Your purpose is much deeper than that, and I'm going to show you what that is. And so I started crying because I realized it was the first time I had been still and quiet. Nobody needed anything from me, and I was able to just connect back to who is Charlotte. And so my yoga journey kind of began from there. And do you want to tell them a little bit about your?
What I want to say, I love your story, and if you've ever asked yourself, why am I here? What is my purpose? Or if you've never asked yourself those questions, you need to be here, because we're going to help you come to the place where you too can hear from Him what your purpose is, why you're here, why you're valuable, why you're important, why you're needed. We're so excited to, over the next 5 weeks, to kind of show how yoga rides right alongside the Holy Bible and kind of undergirds faith. It strengthens it. I came from a very strong faith background. I've done a lot of ministry. I was a gospel singer for many, many years. I have a strong relationship with Jesus, and all my yoga journey has done is made that stronger and deeper and greater. The greatest gift yoga can give anybody, no matter where you are in your life, is helping you to clear the clutter out of your mental space so that you can be still and hear from Him.
So I wouldn't be sitting here right now at the Melting Spot Yoga Studio if I hadn't heard that voice that day. And over the last 3 years, I've gone through a lot of changes in my personal life, which we'll get into in a later video, but being able to still my mind enough to be able to hear that voice throughout my journey. Yoga is a spiritual practice. It is not a religion, just to reiterate that. It can go alongside with your biblical faith, and like Julie said, solidify it and really just bring a tool to your faith that will allow you to really connect with what Jesus is, doing in your life and what He has for you. So we've set this up over a 5-week period. Our idea is to host free yoga classes at the studio, but also Yeah, free. Everyone loves free. It's a great opportunity to just check out what yoga is all about. And of course, during those yoga classes, we're going to be tying in a lot of the concepts that Julie's about to tell you about. But if you can't make it to these sessions, please at least join our private group so that you can be involved in the videos and just learn a little bit more about how yoga ties in with your faith. And you know, I think that these videos are going to bring us all closer together as women. Again, this group is private, so you have to request to join it or be added to it. But once you're a part of the group, none of our conversations can be seen outside the group. No one will know who's in the group except for who's in the group. So this is just an open forum for us to be real and to just speak our fears, and hopefully by the end of the 5 weeks,
conquer them.
Yeah, conquer them, melt a few of them away.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna let Julie just talk to you about what the next 5 weeks kind of looks like, just a real simple outline. And then you'll probably be seeing a few more videos from us. But our first scheduled in-studio class is gonna be Wednesday, November 1st at noon. We'll kind of just take this like one step at a time. So if that time doesn't work for a lot of people, or it becomes so full that we need more times, then we will certainly look at doing that later on down the road.
Absolutely.
But I'll let Julie just kind of give you a little preview of what the next 5 weeks looks like.
Well, in a nutshell, over the next 5 weeks, there are 4 major yogas. And what we're going to do is we're going to have a lot of fun looking at the 4 major yogas in comparison to what does the scripture say. It's going to be a great time. We're going to talk about love, about service, serving others, serving ourselves. We're going to talk about study of ourselves, study of scripture, and finding that purpose in your life. We're going to talk about focus. Everybody wants more focus and clarity. We're going to help get everybody there to a place where they can. And we're going to talk about dedication, devotion and dedication. And how when you tie these 5 things together, it just strengthens and undergirds your faith. It makes your life better. It makes your spiritual walk better. It deepens your relationships with people. It conquers trust issues. It dissolves fears, melts fears. We're melting them, not dissolving them. We're melting them. And it's going to be a lot of fun. So like Charlotte said, it's one step at a time. So we're going to make the page. The page will have the rest of the class dates on it. It'll have pertinent information as we get closer to starting our challenge. But sign up and bring 5 friends.
Yes, please do. And one thing to note is these classes are for all levels. So don't be intimidated. We are skilled in chair yoga, so if getting up and down from the floor is a challenge, you can still be a part of this.
All ages.
Yeah, we're going to work on some meditation concepts, on some breathing concepts, of course on our physical yoga practice, but most importantly, just calming, stilling our minds, and being
focusing
able to focus and hear.
Mm-hmm.
So, well, thank you for listening to us jabber for the last 13 minutes.
Share this video with your friends.
Please do, and we really hope to see you as part of the group. Namaste.
Namaste. That means?
Yeah. Oh, sorry. Yeah, I should probably explain that.
It's nothing but weird.
Namaste just means I honor the truth and the light that's in you, because that same truth and light resides within me. And because of that truth and light, we are all one. So, namaste.
Namaste.
Thank you.